Hi friends, here I am again late with filming, but I just wanted to come and welcome you to lesson 2, episode 2 of the art of sensuality. Welcome to our little community. Um, Little interesting, intimate detail about this week. So I have recently been using TikTok to kind of put like my nail art and my pole work out there. And I posted a video last night and I woke up this morning to like literally hundreds of notifications from a lot of horny motherfuckers, but also a lot of people calling me trans, saying it's a man, I'm so disgusted, what am I looking at, blah blah blah. And it's funny that that came up because I want to say it was just last week. I was seeing a lot of discussions online. And it's just weird how different topics like kind of just synchronize on my various like social media platforms or different conversations that I'm having with, people that I'm around or whatever. So it was really interesting to me that I saw just a lot of synchronicity in the fact that I was just seeing a lot of conversations and TikToks and discussions and whatever about pretty much women, in particular black women, pretty much performing femininity to its full extent in order to pretty much be accepted, to be deemed attractive, to be respected as a woman, to be perceived as a woman. And it really goes a little bit deeper and further than that for me because, I'm very androgynous, honestly. My body's muscular, it's petite. My face is very prominent. Um, I have a very interesting look to my face, and so when I do put on a wig and I do wear makeup and I do dress a certain way, it does accentuate more of my womanly features or whatever. But of course, especially being the type of girl that I am, being inspired by and raised by the girls or whatever since I was this big. I literally tell people when I do my makeup, give me more. I want to look like a drag queen bitch. If I wanted to look basic, I wouldn't have put no fucking makeup on. So anyway, it's not lost on me that some people may deem me or perceive me or kind of question um if I'm a woman, if I'm one of the girls, I'm not surprised at getting clocked. I'm really not, especially living in a transphobic ass world where we, like, you can see hoteps go on these fucking conspiracy theory ass rants on their social media pages talking about, oh yeah, you see her hands, you see her feet, you see how this is structured and muscularized, and it's like, okay, by y'all logic, I'm a fucking man, or I was born a man, or whatever. And the case is that I'm not. Not that there's a problem with that. I'm flattered that people think that I'm trans. Trans women are fucking bad bitches, but at the same time, that's not my truth, and I'm not going to walk around claiming that either. And it really is crazy to me how we live in a world where we're so intolerant, we're so phobic of all of these different things that are not us or what we as society have deemed to be normal or the way to be, that we haven't really educated ourselves on what sex really is, what gender really is, or none of that. Like, we're just walking around here like it's just some new shit, or we're trying to be fake accepting, fake woke, oh it's trendy, whatever. We don't want to get canceled. But first of all, homosexuality has been around since the beginning of time. Cross-dressing, drag queens, trans women, trans men, like, it's all been around since before we were even fucking thought of, since before our parents were even thought of. So it's interesting to me that people don't seem to understand that chromosomes go through a lot of different mutations and changes as someone is conceived and they start to produce into a fucking person. And a lot of research has gone in to find that women who are capable of, bearing children, if you do a genetic test on them, you may find more male hormones or more male chromosomes or mutations in their body than you would expect. You will also see women who you would perceive as being, a normal, quote unquote, what we would think is a childbearing woman. At the end of the day, she's cisgender, she was born a woman, but because of those genetic mutations in her system and her chromosomes, she is not able to get pregnant, to conceive, to carry a child. You have people who are born, intersex people who are born all the time, and you can't really pick and choose at birth because, for one, even if they appear physically to be identifying more on the female or male spectrum, later on in life, mentally, they may be dealing with an influx of those hormones doing different things. You go through puberty, and then you go through more hormonal changes after that. As you get older, as you go into your womanhood or your manhood, especially womanhood with like menopause and all of these different things that happen with that. Gosh, turning 30 is feeling crazy. But yeah, so it's really interesting to me that people don't really understand that. Like, you don't even realize that no one can really say, yeah, I'm all female, or yeah, I'm all male. Nigga, we're literally all born with a fucking clitoris. Some women have big clits. You know why? Because they may have a little bit more of that male energy, not energy, but male genetic information in their system. And so the clitoris stops growing at a certain point when you are genetically male, may produce to be a little bit larger, but because they are still more composed of the female genetic information, it doesn't completely translate into a penis during their production into a human being. I'm not a fucking scientist, but I have a good understanding of this shit, and I educate myself. I read, I look into different research. I may not be the fucking expert of the expert on this shit, but I don't like to walk around just saying shit or just feeling a certain way and just not fucking knowing. And one thing that I can say is that being, this androgynous woman that I've been my whole life, and struggling to really identify, not as a woman, but just looking at my body and appreciating the woman that I see and really loving on the woman that I see, struggling with that aspect of it. Coming upon this information has been fucking enlightening, because it's like, well, shit, okay, well, that makes sense why my body produces the way it does, why I'm still very thin, still very petite, still very small, but muscles very prominent, jaw structure very prominent, all of these things that we would associate with being a little bit more manly or masculine. So I brought that little tidbit up because, for one, I want you guys, as women of color, black women, to drop down and let's discuss this. First of all, let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Like, do you find yourself performing femininity in this world? Because we have this angry black woman thing, and we have this too independent thing, and we have this don't need a man thing, and that's why we can't get a man thing, and all of these negative connotations that they put on us as black women for being of qualities that are not always associated with femininity or womanhood, and why that is always us that gets those attacks or those critiques, when the reality is you have white women who are boss ass bitches, Spanish women who are boss ass bitches, Hispanic women, I'm sorry, Middle Eastern women, Aboriginal women. Like, you have women of all races and ethnicities and cultural backgrounds who are aggressive and assertive and tough and forceful, and all of these different things that they don't think women should be. But for whatever reason, when it comes to black women and we exude these types of qualities, we're angry black bitches, and this is why we don't got a man, and this is why, ignorant shit. So talk to me, tell me, what are your experiences with that, and how do you find yourself, now that we're bringing this up and putting this particular subject to the forefront, how do you find yourself actually participating in this behavior subconsciously, where you put on your wigs, you put on your particular outfit, you do your makeup a certain way, where you're trying to present yourself as feminine and womanly as possible, even if it's just going on a date, going on a job interview, how do you find yourself participating in this particular behavior in this world? And I wanted to bring this up because in this particular lesson, what we're going to be focusing on is flow and movement. And I injured myself the other day doing poles, so this is a good time to stretch and breathe and meditate. But the goal and the focus here really is to start this journey in this lesson that I mentioned to you guys about movement and flow and just getting comfortable in your natural energy. The start of this is going to be the stretching and the breathing, and a little bit of yoga, a little bit of sensual exotic movement and flow, so that we can really work on tapping into that energy. We can really work on tapping into our own personal flow, because I want you to follow what I'm saying, but I want you to kind of zone into your own personal energy, and whatever it is that we're doing or whatever it is that I'm saying. How is that making you feel in that moment? What is that bringing out of you, and what is flowing through your body? And I just want you to feel that naturally. I want you to allow that to run its course and flow through you freely. And in doing so, we're going to use that energy and that momentum to focus on the natural flow of your body and movement, so that when you do participate in things or try to try new sexual or sexy things, so that you can do it in a way that feels natural and that feels genuine to you, so that you don't feel so silly and embarrassed and uncomfortable. Because sexy is not about that, It's not about that. So put on some comfortable clothes. Make sure you have some room. Make sure you're in an undisturbed space. Turn the TV down. Put on some good music. And let's just rock out for, a few minutes. Okay, friends. So, I hate this camera angle. But yeah, we're just going to get started here. So I want you to stand with your feet apart, your arms at your side, and the first thing I want you to do is pay attention to your shoulders. If there's any stress, any control, any strain, I just want you to let that go. All right. Any tension in your hips or in your butt, I want you to release. Let that go. Unlock your knees. I want you to just be extremely loose and relaxed. Any tension you're holding, let it go. And deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. And a third for good measure. Deep breath in and out. Now we're going to roll down, starting at the hips. So your hips are going to go backwards. You're still feeling every part of your body. So you're keeping your body, your muscles loose and free flowing. You don't want to hold yourself stiff or tight anywhere. You don't want to keep any tension held anywhere. There's going to be some because of the movement, but the point here is that you're allowing the movement to flow freely. So with your arms, your shoulders still loose, starting at the hips, you just push your butt backwards until you get to a flat back. Drop your head, keeping your neck and your shoulders free of tension, and release the rest of your body down. Feel that stretch and that release in your lower back. And take a few deep breaths in here.
Still singing. Just more in tune. Still hard to find a spot. Just easier to park. Still the gang's all here. Just less are we there yet. A Chevy family of SUVs. Making life's journey just better.
And as you inhale, I want you to increase the stretch. So you're going to inhale in and push yourself further into your stretch. So you inhale in and push further into that stretch. Increase from where you were and push a little further. And then on the exhale, what you do is you relax into that increase. So you don't want to revert back, but you don't want to keep pushing into the stretch. Now you want to allow your muscles to get acclimated to this new point that you're stretching your muscles to. Inhale in. And on the inhale, we're going to come up, keeping your head down. You're rolling up from the back with your head down. Now, back at flat back. Keep rolling upwards. And push your hips in. Push back out. Roll down. And now this time, if you can't get your hands to touch the floor, it's okay to bend. Now we're going to bend at our knees. Up. Hands on the floor. Drop back down and straighten those knees. Bend. And take a seat on the floor. Start in a butterfly. Get your feet as close together as possible and your knees as close to the ground as possible. Now you're going to start your chest up and out. And feel that stretch in your back. Inhale in. And out. Inhale in. And on the exhale, we're going to lower our head to our feet.
Well, cheers to having such a wonderful person in my life, a positive role model, a woman that I greatly admire, and who can get me
Go as low as you can go.
And smoothies.
And keep breathing.
This is all your stuff. It just keeps growing. But it's
What
like
happens is I order stuff, then the stuff comes in the mail, then I forget to open it because I already know it's in the box and I need it.
Well, what you order just to stock it.
I get lots of mail and lots of gifts, and I don't have the time to open them up sometimes, and I
Inhale up.
which is just like a bad habit that I have.
Straighten those legs out in front of you.
Like for black people.
Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down over your feet.
Oh my, go and play with some toys.
I'm not going to play with them.
Keep breathing.
I'm not into dildos or sex toys or anything like that. However,
Really just allow your body to sink into the stretch. Feel the tightness loosen. Feel the tension release.
we said calm and we said order.
Keep breathing as you feel yourself get more limber and more fluid.
Really? 3 offers, Steven. Every actor wants to be on Broadway. That's incredible.
Inhale up.
3 shows would be saying, we have interest in her. That's amazing. So what are the 3 offers?
Now we're gonna open it to a straddle here.
It's like amazing. Every actor wants to do it. That is crazy, Steven. You know,
And over to the right.
we absolutely love Rock of Ages. Yeah, gosh.
What character again?
The Wicked Stepmom. I'm not
Back up in the middle.
Cinderella, and I'm a little confused.
And down.
So I see where you're leaning. You're leaning at Cinderella. This is gonna be a real stretch for me.
Up
Playing this character.
and to the left.
Because I'm not me.
Oh, this
by
is
any
the
stretch.
leg I injured.
And I've never been in a play where I had to sing, dance, and act. So this is different than anything I do. This is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Yes, I do.
And back to the middle. And back
Keep waiting
down.
for Nene Leakes. Get in there and make it happen, Steven.
Stay on the right team. We're going to Broadway.
Coming up next. I know that you worked with Jamie Foxx. Yeah. Is it true that you gave him that?
Up. All right. Now we're just gonna do our butterfly again, but in the front.
Get the help you need. We're here with same-day installation available, including evenings and weekends.
And again, just allow your groin to sink into this floor as you keep breathing
Save up to 20%
and your muscles
with upfront pricing by
loosen
phone, so there won't be any surprises
and release
after we
their
arrive.
hold.
We're here if you need us. Visit
All of the stress and
ATVhome.com.
tension you've been
We don't know,
carrying.
we do more. We good?
Yeah, we're good on our side.
And then when you come back from the break, that's when Claudia will be on the couch.
And you're gonna exhale your legs out, straight back that way.
I can feel it all the way to the top, too. Don't be stingy with that. So when Claudia comes out, where is she going to sit?
Between you and A1.
Todd and I have revamped the show. New set.
And we're just gonna roll
New
from here,
Ready to go?
release our lower back.
Come on. We gotta film, y'all.
I don't know about y'all, but my lower back be tight as hell.
I can ask questions. Okay, that was a little easier right now. What you just
Just little slight swings from left to right.
Working with Todd.
Putting the weight onto your elbows here so it's easier to swing your hips
I like to run everything.
and less tension on them as you're trying to release them. And then we're going to swing. Inhale in, exhale out.
To my left, we have Vicky Nicole 08. And together, we are
And on the inhale, we're going to swing up
The topic
and back.
tonight is business versus pleasure.
What's your take on it, Miss Burris Tucker?
Well, you know, a lot of
And
times
walk
you
your
get into
knees up.
situations where you may be working with somebody doing business and then you
And we're going to do a
continue
little yoga cat
And
cow.
do business and you're
So
married, so
arch
you
your
have a
back
good show,
up
he gets a good show at home.
Oh, barrel candy.
and arch your back
The
down.
downfall is that it just turns into business all the time. So even when you're in the bed,
He hit it from the back. He say, type up something.
Keep breathing.
Did you send that?
Inhale on the arch up.
one of the things
Exhale
Tyler
on
and
the
I connected
arch
over
down.
before we got married was our drive for success. And now it seems like business is all we talk about. He's just constantly
Now
wanna
we're
talk
just
about
gonna
what
kind
we
of
need to work on.
ride this
You can get
back and
Moving right
forth.
along. Now our special guest for this evening
Really
is
release
a very beautiful woman.
your body.
Right now,
Even if you feel stupid, even if you feel silly,
nationally syndicated Ricky Smiley morning
even
show.
if you feel like you look awkward, you want to completely release. So you're arching all the way up, neck tucked under,
You have a gorgeous smile.
Okay,
and then when you
we've been in
release
the entertainment business
back,
a long time.
let your back arch up as far as it can go, really using your butt to push yourself back and rotating your neck up.
Jamie and I have never messed
So
around.
down
Jamie looks at me like a little sister. I
and
love
back,
the fact that Claudia is so
down
she's just kind of
and
lay it
back.
all out there type of person. Like
And on this back right here,
you have been a part of
we're going to roll our toes under so that we can go down into a downward dog.
own game called
And we're going to bicycle our legs out.
Dun, 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 dun. Bam. For $500, I would A. French kiss Candy. Who came up with that?
Do a little swing. Really feel your body loosening up, allowing it to fall how it does. All you're doing is holding the tension in your arms to hold yourself upright and allowing the lower half of your body from your lower back down to really just move. All right, now we're going to walk our feet up.
Well, thank you for joining us, and thank you everybody for watching.
Come up slowly, keep your neck down. Last thing you want to roll up is your head. Okay? Now I know everybody been seeing that TikTok of people doing this little. We're gonna do something similar. So we'll go to the side so you can see me. We're going to roll it down, back arched, and roll it up, back arched. So you are riding it. So you ride until you can't come down anymore, and then you tuck under. And as you tuck under, you come up and push back and ride it back until it can't go anywhere anymore. And then you go and do it again. You ride it down till you can't go anymore. And you tuck, come up, push back till it can't push back anymore, and ride it back down. So just allow your body to get comfortable with this flow. You're going to feel the muscles in your back really working, but also releasing themselves. Alright? I want you to just feel this. And as you feel this, allow your hands to roam over your body. Keep your eyes closed and just really feel this movement and this flow right now.
I've seen people get married, separate, and get married again. I've seen it
right?
Thought wouldn't last. But guess what? Here we are.
So that is the beginning of our movement flow lesson. I hope you guys got a good stretch. I hope you guys feel good, feel a little bit more loose, feel a little bit more free. And I'm so excited to start part 2 of the movement lesson because we're going to get into a little bit of floor work and a little bit of more exotic dance. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to close out here with a little meditation because we focused on feeling our bodies move and flow and release and sink into the release and the freedom. So we're going to end with a little meditation here. Close your eyes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. I want you to imagine yourself floating over top of the ocean. The waves are flowing continuously, consistently, but peacefully and smoothly. I want you to feel your body bounce and flow, skate, glide across the surface of the ocean as you feel the ebb and flow of the waves bounce you up and down and up and down gently. Feel this water flowing, feel this water carrying, feel this water moving freely, peacefully, smoothly. Where it's going, you're not really sure of the direction until you get there, but still guiding you in a direction that is pure, that is holy, taking you to a place that you may have never been before, but that is fulfilling and eye-opening and freeing. As you imagine these waves carrying you to this magical place, I want you to start to visualize yourself become one with these waves. Start to see yourself turn into liquid. See your body transform into the shape of these waves as you flow across the surface of this body of water, as it carries you and guides you to this place of freedom and fulfillment. Imagine yourself being one with these waves, and where you flow is always where you're supposed to be. Namaste.